Maestro? You told us about the Spanish. Well, the French. Didn't they discover anything?
Yes, France in those days was really a great power.
Oh, yes, but King Francois I had quite a few troubles. The fact of the matter is, he had already commissioned one of the great navigators of the time, the Florentine, Giovanni de Verrazzano, to discover a passage to that new land, Cathay, that we call China. Well, he was a humanist and a scientist and a man of rare intelligence. In January 1524, with his ship, the Dauphine, he set sail and reached the continent of North America, named for another Italian, Amerigo Vespucci, who had set foot several thousand kilometers away 20 years earlier in Brazil. That's how history's made, my children, and geography too. But let's get back to Verrazzano. Here he is in sight of the coast of Carolina.
I feel sure this land is inhabited. Take 8 men and reconnoiter the area. On your guard, but I don't want any hostile acts against the natives.
Aye, aye, sir. We'll carry out the orders.
Give them gifts. Be sure you follow my orders strictly. You should be friendly and calm.
Oh, where are your friends?
Noble.
The gifts. Oh, thanks.
Oh, poor man. They're gonna cook him and then eat him.
Oh!
What?
Bye.
Goodbye.
He went as far as Cape Cod and then to Cape Breton Islands before returning to Europe. He was the first to say that the New World was a new continent as well, and there was no passage to the west, and he was the first man who dared to say it. He said the Earth's globe was much more vast than ancient philosophers believed. No doubt about it. Verrazzano was a great man.
And the Indians, they liked him a lot too, this Verrazzano.
Yes, more than you might suppose. During a voyage in 1528, they ended up by eating him. Oh, no. That's right. Yeah, it's a good bet that Francois I never bothered to look at the many reports made by Verrazzano. The king had a few other troubles.
Huh? How could he have troubles? When somebody's a king, things are easy.
No, they're not. He was lumbered with a war that dragged on interminably with Spain's Charles V. And to cap it all, the Constable of Bourbon, the chief of the French armies, had just gone over to the enemy. Yeah, he had to fight on and on. There was victory and defeat and all is lost but honor. Well, you know how it is. In 1533, Pizarro was showering Francois I's rival, Charles V, with Peruvian gold. So the French king thought that gold from the new continent would give him a way of bringing victory to France. And it would also help to restore his treasury, which was under considerable strain with all his royal residences, especially Chambord, which was being built.
Hey, you there! Just what do you think I pay you for?
Want a little help?
In 1534, Jacques Cartier has just been commissioned by Francois I to resume his explorations beyond Newfoundland. Cartier is only 30 and the darling of the port city of Saint-Malo, but he's an experienced navigator with a good knowledge of the American coast.
Captain Cartier, I welcome you to my humble inn.
You are truly the handsomest of men, sir.
If I may, in the name of King Francois I, I am recruiting able-bodied men for an expedition beyond Newfoundland.
Why, he's gonna steal our fishermen. We won't have crews.
Yes, and then how are we going to make any profit?
We won't let him do it.
You want us to be devoured by cannibals like Verrazzano? Is that what you want?
Huh? I'm the man you want, Captain Cartier.
Me too.
These men are my fishermen, and both have contracts to fish for me, so they can't go with you and be cannibal food. You run along and look someplace else.
Greetings, men, to one and all.
Oh, yes, Jacques Cartier was having a hard time recruiting his crew. Hey, he needed a royal decree.
Hear ye, good citizens. We, Francois I, King of France, command. No ship shall leave this port until Captain Cartier has sailed with a full crew.
Now listen, Captain, maybe I've got just the men you might need. I'm going to make sure they're on your ship. You'll see, Captain. I'll bring them here. And everybody knows there's rich treasure, right? Let's go.
So, on the 20th of April, 1534, two small ships set sail from Saint-Malo with 61 hands on board. In only 21 days, they were in sight of Newfoundland, and then they sailed north.
What am I doing here? I'd rather turn this boat around and go home. You've gotten me into a fine mess. Thanks.
This will be St. Severin Harbor, and that the St. Jacques River.
Look, over there.
Now our friends are venturing into uncharted waters, sailing into the vast unknown, regions appearing on no maps.
This will be the island of Brion and the island of Margot.
They look like giant oxen with two overgrown teeth.
We are too few. We shall return. It could be dangerous here.
Fire!
be really friendly in this place, huh?
July 34 marked the beginning of the Canadian fur trade. It was to have a brilliant future and help to shape Canadian history.
The Indians are being taken for a ride, selling these beautiful furs here for worthless junk. No, that's just not right.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, but all of these quartz crystals, these baubles and shells, and especially the copper, all that meant to their minds an idea of rebirth after death. And soon they began to want other items, yes. Pretty soon it was axes and knives. They were quick to see how useful they could be. The Indian chief, Donnacona, wasn't pleased to have these foreigners come and live on his lands, and he said so.
I have an idea. I invite them to come aboard. We can explain things.
Cartier was to persuade Chief Donnacona to let his two sons go to France, and Cartier promised to bring them back soon. On the return journey, Cartier would twice miss the St. Lawrence estuary. Never mind, he would succeed next time. Any questions?
Yes, why did Jacques Cartier miss the entrance to the St. Lawrence? It was there.
Yes, and why did he zigzag so much on the way? Explain that.
And why did he want to bring the Indian boys along with him?
And tell me why the boys look like me. I'd like to know.
Well, now, why did he miss the St. Lawrence? Because it was the wrong season. The currents were bad, the winds blowing in the wrong direction, and besides, his crew had had enough and wanted to go home. Today, we find it difficult to imagine, in any real sense, their comprehension of the world then. Let me show you something. It's interesting. This is the best, the most detailed map at the time, and look at the coast of America. An outline, and behind it nothing, the unknown. You understand? Now, let me show you another one. Look here. 20 years later, in 1550, you see here the western coast is drawn in, and what do we see? Japan is here, China is here, India is there, and Florida, look at Florida, in the north. Well, it's all nonsense, and that's what they thought the world was like. And that's why those earliest explorers were so very important. They were making the acquaintance of our planet. The two Indian boys, well, he was to return to America with them. 1535. Now, during their stay in France, they learned French, and Cartier was counting on their help in his future expeditions. This time he had the Grande Hermine with its 12 cannons, the Petite Hermine, and the Emerillon. 112 officers and men, and a writer on board who's not exactly an unknown. It's much easier this way.
And just what are you noting down?
Yeah, I'm telling about our trip. Today, the 13th day of August, 1535, we have entered a bay which our captain has named the Bay of St. Lawrence.
Oh, off the bow, look, look!
Oh, it's so beautiful!
Hey, hey!
Obeying your orders, thank you, my thanks. It's so beautiful, so very beautiful, sublime.
Farther up, where the river narrows, you will find Saguenay River, then Canada. Farther up, Hochelaga. There you find gold you seek.
And the passage to China to the ocean.
There is none. No.
He's been going back and forth looking for the passage, that elusive passage, but the boys are right. The passage is a pipe dream. It doesn't exist.
Over there! Look, over there, come!
Our village. We are in Canada, the land of our father.
Stadacome. One day it will be called Quebec. Oh, yes, and so be it.
They are no more than wild savages.
The Emerion has a flat bottom. With her, we can go a long way upriver.
Why do you want to leave? Why do you want to go up to the Hochelaga? Stay here with us. We are your friends. There's only ice and snow. There are evil people up there. You will die.
There is no need for concern. Our Lord will watch over us. Will you come too?
No.
No, you said you would, and I would reward you if you come.
No. No.
Well, let's go aboard the ship. We'll be able to discuss it.
No. No.
No doubt about it, Jacques Cartier doesn't know about Indians. They're afraid of competition in their trading. They have learned not to trust him. Naturally, he doesn't know how to reassure them.
Real shallow. Cast anchor, look alive. Hochelaga?
Hochelaga.
This is what I call a reception.
Henceforth, this hill will bear the name Mount Royal.
Come, you are welcome. Our city.
Hey, control yourself. Come on.
Control yourself. Come on.
Farewell. As I've said, this proud hill will be Mount Royal.
Yeah, the exploration of the St. Lawrence River will go no farther than the village of Hochelaga, that is Montreal. It's already mid-October, and Cartier returns to his companions who stayed in Stadacone, Quebec. Their behavior wasn't always commendable.
Hurry, men, hurry! We must be under cover before winter.
King Darno, you
men use fire sticks too much. Your men are bad with many of our people, our subjects.
Come on, move, giddy up. Come on, put a move on. What are you waiting for? Up, up.
There's a business with a high turnover.
Come on, faster, hop. You have to obey. I am your master, understand? Oh, you here too? Well, what a surprise. Rascal.
Well, a shooting star. I'd say it's pepper.
Oh,
A terrible winter. Terrible. It's scurvy and there's no known cure. We'd better go and see the Indians. Their medicine man must make medicine for it. We'll go ask him.
Oh,
Potions made with the white cedar, they say, is the remedy. And they were quite right. It's a splendid cure with plenty of vitamin C. Here it is, a new remedy. Who wants to try it? Who will try it?
you poisoner, out of our camp with your foul brew.
Mamie, I'm willing to try it.
Good for you, lad. Now you drink. It works! It works! Spring, and we all wanted to go home to France, but where was the crew?
We have suffered the misfortune to lose 25 men. We have no choice but to abandon one ship. I'm sorry.
Abandon one of our ships.
We haven't the men for a crew.
We must take gifts to the king to impress him.
Go on, move along. Do not worry. We will return again to you within a year.
Not one of the captured Indian chiefs will come back home. There will be a third voyage a few years later under the command of a doubtful character named Roberval. But as for the gold and diamonds that Cartier brought back, they were quartz and iron pyrites, the sort of worthless treasure that we gave the Indians.
Once upon a time, the Americas are a story that continues on.